What is a straw purchase in New Jersey? A straw purchase in New Jersey involves an individual buying a firearm on behalf of someone who is either unwilling or unable to buy it themselves. The transaction is illegal under both federal law and New Jersey law, and the person making the purchase is known as the straw buyer. These situations typically occur when the intended recipient is prohibited from possessing or purchasing a firearm due to factors such as criminal history, domestic violence offenses, substance use issues, mental health commitments, restraining orders, or age restrictions. New Jersey requires background checks for all firearm purchases and mandates permits or identification cards for acquiring rifles, shotguns, and handguns, making it unlawful to use another person to bypass these requirements. A compelling issue is that many people misunderstand what qualifies as a straw purchase. Buying a firearm as a gift is not automatically illegal. It becomes unlawful only when the recipient is prohibited from owning a gun or when the purchaser misrepresents the identity of the actual possessor on the required forms. The law focuses on the act of purchase and transfer, not on how the firearm is later used. Even if the firearm is never used, the purchase itself can trigger criminal charges when it involves deception or a prohibited party. Under both federal and state law, a straw purchase constitutes a serious offense. The Federal Gun Control Act, strengthened by 18 U.S.C. Section 932, makes straw purchasing a standalone crime. Misrepresenting the actual buyer on ATF Form 4473 is treated as a material false statement, and the Supreme Court's ruling in Abramski v. United States confirmed that such misrepresentations violate federal law. Penalties can reach up to 15 years, or up to 25 years if the firearm is associated with felonies, terrorism, or drug trafficking. Additional federal penalties apply for false statements in the purchase process, carrying up to 10 years of imprisonment for certain violations. New Jersey law operates alongside these federal statutes. Submitting false information on a firearm permit application is a third-degree crime under NJSA 2C. 3910 C. Punishable by 3 to 5 years in prison and fines up to $15,000. If an individual acquires a firearm permit through deception, any firearm purchased through that permit is unlawful, potentially leading to further charges such as unlawful possession of a firearm or obstruction of justice. Both federal and state authorities treat these offenses with severity because straw purchases enable individuals to evade New Jersey's strict firearm eligibility requirements. The role of intent is central to these cases. Prosecutors must prove that the straw buyer intended to deceive the seller about the identity of the true purchaser or intended to help someone circumvent background checks and permitting requirements. Evidence used to establish intent may include statements acknowledging the other person's ineligibility, financial records showing the recipient funded the purchase, surveillance footage, witness accounts, or communications such as texts or emails. Without intent to deceive, the purchase may fall into the category of a lawful gift, assuming all other firearm requirements are satisfied. Understanding what distinguishes a legal transaction from a straw purchase helps prevent inadvertent violations. A lawful scenario typically involves genuine gifting where the recipient is eligible and no misrepresentation occurs. In New Jersey, even lawful gifts require the recipient to possess the correct firearm permit or identification card, reinforcing the state's emphasis on controlling firearm transfers. Straw purchase allegations carry steep consequences and may involve both state and federal prosecution. Anyone facing such accusations should promptly seek guidance from a lawyer who understands New Jersey firearm laws and the complexities of these cases. An attorney can evaluate whether intent can be challenged, whether any statements were misinterpreted, or whether the purchase complied with required procedures. Legal counsel is essential because defenses can involve showing a lack of knowledge, absence of false statements, or evidence that the purchaser believed the transaction was lawful. For those in Hackensack or anywhere in Bergen County dealing with accusations related to a straw purchase, assistance is available at Lustberg Law Offices, LLC. The firm can be reached at 1 University Plaza Drive, number 212, Hackensack, New Jersey, 07601, United States, Phone 201-880-5311.